We are back today with one of our legal experts, Anthony Martino from Older, Lundy, Koch and Martino. And today's topic is all about what to do immediately after being injured in an accident. Anthony, I'm so glad you're with us today. How are you?
Thanks. Great to be with you.
Okay, so let's dive in for a second, because I feel like I've been hearing a lot of advertisements these days, like, oh, the first thing you need to do, call an attorney right after an accident. Is that really the case?
No. Too many advertisements, and they're just trying to get the case. Now, in your best interest, if it's an automobile accident, you need to call the authorities. Get the police out there to document what transpired. If it's a fall, call the manager of the store. If it's a product failure, the same thing, okay? And then immediately, if you're feeling any type of symptoms, you need to seek medical evaluation.
Let's talk a little bit about the medical evaluation. I feel like so many times, as humans, we're always like, oh, I'm fine, maybe almost underselling an injury, if you will. Are there ramifications that can actually happen if you do take that card and just kind of undersell an injury, perhaps, by saying, oh, I'm okay, I'm fine?
Absolutely. It's going to hurt you from a medical recovery standpoint, and it's also going to devalue your case. And so when you experience symptoms, you need to transmit those to a physician, because oftentimes what we're going to see is an increase in symptoms over time. So you may feel okay immediately following, and that's due to the adrenaline that you experience from the trauma of a high-end car accident.
Oh, yeah.
But as that dissipates, you're going to start to feel pain. And as the inflammation occurs, the swelling, that pain is going to increase. And so the sooner you seek evaluation, the sooner the doctors can intervene to try to curb those symptoms and make you feel better. Additionally, it's providing us documentation of what you're experiencing, when you experienced it, and that helps the clinical picture of a doctor telling us what injuries you did sustain because of this trauma.
Speaking of documentation, and actually you brought up, calling the authorities first and foremost so that you have documentation on their end. What about documenting things from an individual standpoint? Are there anything, maybe a checklist or something that we should do?
Yeah, so if it's an auto accident, take pictures at the scene, damage to the car, where the vehicles were. If it's a fall, take a picture of what caused you to fall, and then keep your shoes and the clothes you were wearing and don't use them again following.
Interesting.
Yeah. And if it's a product case, if a product failure happens, don't alter it. You need to keep it, because we're later going to need to prove what defect was there that caused you to be hurt.
To kind of come full circle with this conversation, I started talking about, what you should do first. So my question is, when is the right time then to call in an attorney? Certainly.
Well, the sooner the better, right? Because we'll be in a position to evaluate things that are happening and lead you through the process. But more importantly, it would be after you've called the authorities, alerted a manager, and sought medical care, because those are critical things for your outcome. So once we get that portion stabilized, the rest of it has plenty of time that a lawyer can guide you through the process.
And you always hear this no cost to hire a personal attorney. Is that the same kind of thing that you're talking about as well, if people reach out?
Going back to all those ads.
You do. You get bombarded sometimes.
Correct. But it's true. Okay. So these cases are on a contingency, meaning it's a percentage of monies recovered on your behalf. So you don't come out of pocket. It doesn't cost you anything. And the lawyer bears all the financial risk of the case.
You know what? I'm so glad we were able to shed some light on this and talk about this today. Thank you for your time. We want to make sure and share the information. Of course, there's the website right there, so you can get in touch with Older, Lundy, Koch and Martino today. There's also the phone number. So again, Anthony, thanks for being with us.
Thank you. It was fun.